I did a PhD in the history of pornographic novels, and one of the most common questions or accusations that I get is why did I not include the Kama Sutra within this story? And that is because the Kama Sutra is not gone. It is incredibly likely that everything you think you know about the Kama Sutra is incorrect. And that's because it comes from a very colonized understanding of what's actually in this book. So let's do some history. This text is written in Sanskrit in the 3rd century by the scholar Vatsyayana. It is a spiritual text on how to live a meaningful life and to live well. It is part of a broader philosophy called Purushartha, which divides life into 4 main goals: moral duty, prosperity and success, pleasure and desire, and spiritual liberation. So the Kama Sutra isn't just about bedroom antics, it's about karma, the art of living with pleasure, whether through relationships, music, food, and yes, intimacy. The original Kama Sutra covers so much more than you would expect. It has chapters on flirting, courtship, emotional connection, personal grooming, and even interior design. Vatsyayana is like the original lifestyle guru. And yes, it does go into detail about different bedroom acts and the art of foreplay. And it gives us insight, for instance, in how toys were incorporated into the bedroom. But how does this become the only thing that the Kama Sutra is known for? Well, shock and horror, the British happen. The British colonize India, and in the process, they take a considerable amount of their arts and works back to Britain. Now, in 18th century England, the pornographic novel is born as a genre, which is where my research on the birth of the smut novel comes into the picture. By the 19th century, we don't just see a rise in popularity of smut novels, but we also see Orientalism, which refers to the way the English exoticized and fetishized the East as this mysterious land. Now, in 1888, Richard Burton translates the Kama Sutra, and this is the version that most people know it as today. It strips it of all of its poetry and spiritual teaching, and essentially reduces it to no more than a manual on smutty positions. It was revised to suit Victorian tastes, and it sold well, because it incorporated the hunger for smutty novels and this very insidious obsession with Orientalism. So in summary, it is historically inaccurate and insulting to classify this book as corn. It is not about positions, it is about purpose. And now that we have access to more faithful translations of the Kama Sutra, I highly recommend that you do take the time to read it and get to know what it's really about, because it is a fascinating text and there is still so much we can learn from ancient teachings on spirituality and the incorporation of pleasure in our lives.